The beggar found a strand of noodles in the trash can. Just as he was enjoying this rare bit of food, a young girl stopped him with her voice. The girl felt sorry for his situation and gave the beggar a flatbread. The man took the flatbread from the girl and began to eat. Just then, the girl's younger brother suddenly collapsed. To repay their kindness, the man decided to help them. The man walked over to the boy, tapped a few random spots on his body, and the boy immediately woke up. The girl quickly thanked the man, but the man said he had heart disease and needed surgery as soon as possible. Of course, the girl knew her brother's condition, but she was disabled and had no way to save up for her brother's surgery. After hearing this, the beggar pulled out a fragment from his clothes. He said this fragment was extremely valuable and was enough to cover her brother's surgery. The girl carefully took the fragment. At that moment, she didn't yet know that this fragment would stir up a violent storm. When the girl sold the fragment to the pawn shop, the shop owner immediately recognized its uniqueness. He ordered his men to track down the seller of the fragment and at the same time began informing leaders of various fields. When the military commander saw the mask fragment sent by the pawn shop owner, he immediately ordered, right in the middle of battle, that all soldiers withdraw from the battlefield at once and head to the man's city to find him. At that moment, the richest person in the country was in a tense financial war, but when she heard there was a lead on the man, she was shocked. She immediately sent her daughter to the beggar's city to find the man at any cost. It turned out the man was not just a beggar. His other identity was the grand sorcerer who guarded national security. 10 years ago, the man willingly gave up his identity for certain reasons and lived as a beggar ever since. Because the man always wore a mask, before ordinary people never knew what the grand sorcerer actually looked like. They could only recognize him by his mask, and the fragment he gave the girl was a piece of that mask. With the money from selling the fragment, the girl managed to pay for her brother's surgery. The girl and her brother went to find the man again, saying they would properly thank him in the future. But the man was very cold and told them to stay far away from him. But just as the man turned around, he saw Jack leading a group of people toward the girl. Jack claimed he was the girl's family and that he was here to take them home, but the girl didn't know him at all. Seeing the girl saw through their scheme, Jack decided to take the girl and her brother by force. It turned out Jack was working for a female CEO. The CEO's son was sick and urgently needed a genetic match for surgery. And through hospital records, Jack had learned that the boy's genes matched the CEO's son, so he planned to take the boy away. Just as the siblings were about to be taken away, the man stopped them. But when faced with Jack's provocation, the man began to hesitate. He had hidden his identity for 10 years. Should he really expose himself like this? Seeing the man frozen and silent, Jack thought the man was scared, so he ordered his men to take the girl and boy away. But when the man saw the boy crying and begging him for help, the man finally acted. With just a small bit of magic, the surrounding glass shattered instantly, and Jack and his men were badly injured. At the same time, a strange vortex began to appear in the sky. The approaching commander and the tycoon's daughter were stunned when they saw it. They were now certain the person they were looking for was in this city, and they both sped up immediately. After saving the girl and her brother, the man planned to leave, but the girl believed the danger wasn't over, and only the man could save them now. So she had her brother push her wheelchair to follow him closely. The man saw and warned them not to get too close to him, or they would face harsh retaliation. After saying that, he slipped away while they weren't paying attention and hid behind a nearby pillar. When the girl was about to look for him again, the female CEO arrived with a group of people. It turned out, after being injured, Jack had informed his boss. Seeing her men badly hurt, the CEO was furious. She thought the man was just physically strong and didn't actually have real power to save her son. She decided to capture the boy herself. When the CEO saw the man wasn't there, she immediately ordered her men to take the siblings by force. The girl cried out loudly for help. At this point, some bystanders couldn't stand by anymore. They accused the CEO of committing a crime and said the police should be called immediately, but the CEO sneered at them. Aside from being the CEO of a $100 billion company, she was also a member of the elite sorcerers guild. It could be said the whole city was under her influence. To humiliate the bystanders, the CEO threw gold bars at them. Watching them scramble for the gold, she smiled proudly at them. Then she declared that no one could stop her now. But just as the CEO was about to take the girl and her brother, the man appeared again. He didn't want to fight anymore, and instead tossed her the remaining mask fragments, hoping she would take them and spare the siblings. But the CEO thought it was all trash. She didn't need money anymore. She had her men restrain the man, then walked up to him to taunt him. She said she would hurt the girl right in front of him to see what kind of power he really had. Just as the girl was about to be hurt, the man couldn't take it anymore. He blasted the CEO's men away with magic. The CEO saw the man finally act, and she immediately charged at him. But the next second, she was shocked to find that no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't even get close to him.